Wolf and his partner Snake are the most well-known criminals in the city, along with their 3 crew members, and they are known as the bad guys. After finishing their meals, they began their mission to rob the bank. Once they succeeded, they hopped into their car and drove away immediately. While driving, Wolf introduced Snake as a serpentine safe-cracking machine, who is also Wolf's best bud. Immediately after they were chased by the police, and as there were many red traffic lights ahead of them, they called on their 3rd crew member Tarantula, also known as Webbs. Webbs is their in-house hacker and pocket search engine, who hacked the traffic lights for them. She took over the police dispatch, blurred their satellite imaging system, and even ordered a cake for Snake's birthday. After a few miles, they met their 4th crew member Shark, the master of disguise and apex predator of 1,000 faces, who once disguised himself as the Mona Lisa to steal her art. The last member of their crew is Piranha, who is a loose cannon with a short fuse, willing to scrap with anyone or anything. As Wolf wanted some entertainment, he stopped at the police station to have a longer car chase. They were then covered by the police and had no way to go. However, Wolf sped up and then turned the gearbox, slamming on the brakes to drift to the stairway, tricking the police to crash into each other. Wolf was entertained, but also terrified at the same time. They arrived at their hideout where all the cash and gold they had stolen were kept. They immediately celebrated Snake's birthday, toasted to him, and took photos as memories together. Wolf then turned on the TV to hear some news about their crime, but at the same time the new governor named Foxington judged them as second-rate has-beens who robbed a bank just like other criminals did. She continued, stating that they are nothing but a deep well of anger, denial, and self-loathing, like those of holes that no amount of cash can ever fill. She also announced the Good Samaritan Awards, which will be presented tomorrow night, and a golden dolphin will be awarded to this year's goodest citizen. Wolf was mad that she didn't acknowledge them as the best criminals, so he arranged another job for their crew to steal the golden dolphin, which is their biggest mission ever. Snake stated that the job has broken every criminal who has tried it, but Wolf persuaded him that there is nothing better than stealing the golden dolphin. If they pull this off, they will cement their legacy as the greatest criminals of all time. Snake rejected this mission as he thought they weren't supposed to make things personal, and besides, they already had good things going on such as friends, freedom, and cash. However, Wolf showed him that the person who has the golden dolphin is a guinea pig named Marmalade, who Snake has wanted to taste for a long time. He changed his mind and accepted the job. Wolf gave out the plan that every year the ceremony would be held at the Museum of Fine Arts, where the golden dolphin would be positioned beyond the backstage curtain. But to get there, they need to bypass 3 levels of security. For step 1, they need to blend in. Once inside, there are 2 armored doors. The first one can only be opened by a special key card carried by the chief of police, and the second one is outfitted with a retinal scanner and guarded by an elite special ops unit trained to strike first and ask questions later. Foxington is the only one who has clearance to open the second door, so Wolf needs to get up close and personal with her. He introduces himself as Poodleton and flirts with her for a moment before asking her for a photo. For the third step, they split up and take their positions. Snake crawls slowly and sneaks into the vent. Webbs clings onto a man in a security camera room with her and hacks the cameras to watch her team's positions and give out comms. Piranha knocks out a servant and dresses in his outfit. Meanwhile, Wolf walks into the chief's office to steal her keycard. He then tries to steal a purse from an old lady but fails and ends up helping her instead. The old lady thanks him for saving her and rubs his hand, calling him a good boy, which makes him wag his tail. Webbs calls up to Shark and lets him do his thing. He pretends to give birth to a baby and calls out security to distract them, which leads Wolf to unlock the first armored door and trick the guards to get into their bait to knock them out. Wolf takes out his photo with Foxington and asks Webbs to enhance the quality of the photo. Eventually, he unlocks the second armored door. Snake immediately crawls out of the vent to help Wolf get the golden dolphin, but unfortunately, Wolf makes a mistake and drops his ring, which awakens the security system. Webbs then takes out her override USB to shut down the weapon, but it fails. However, the curtain is going up any minute, and as the chief knocks on the door to check the security camera room, Webbs asks Shark to handle the situation. Piranha begs them to hurry and finish the job as he can't hold on any longer. Webbs turns on her beast mode to override the weapon by herself, but as Piranha tries to hold Wolf and Snake too much, he releases a fart that spreads into Webbs's room. She tries hard to hold her breath while overriding the weapon, but as the curtain goes up, she nearly succeeds in shutting down the system before losing consciousness. As the chief unlocks the door, Shark arrives in time to distract her, and the gas dissipates from the room, allowing Webbs to regain consciousness and eventually shut down the weapon. As Marmalade gets ready to receive his award, the golden dolphin is already gone, and the bad guys prepare to leave the scene. However, Wolf's tail wags again when he hears Marmalade say something that excites him, which leads to his identity being leaked, and the police immediately immediately capture them. As Wolf saw how soft Marmalade's heart is, he pretended to ask Foxington for a chance to be anything more than a second-rate criminal. He asked if someone could help him become a good guy like Marmalade. However, Marmalade decided to help them and spoke to Foxington about the upcoming charity event of the year. If he can prove to everyone at the gala that the bad guys have changed, Foxington has to release them. She accepted his request, but said she would hold on to the Golden Dolphin until the gala. Wolf told his crew to pretend to be good for a few days with Marmalade. When the event comes, they roll into the gala as good guys and roll out with the Golden Dolphin. As they arrived at Marmalade's mansion, he did some experiments on them. He taught Shark and Snake how to share, but it failed, as Snake was pretty selfish when it came to eating. He dressed up Wolf as a grandma and asked Piranha to help him cross a street. As a good person always pays attention to others, but he got distracted by his crew, and Wolf got hit by a car. As another test had failed, Marmalade gave them another simple test to save a cat, yet they failed once again. Marmalade asked them what they were good at, and 10 of their answers interested him. Marmalade was interested in heists, so he brought them to an animal testing lab with 200,000 helpless guinea pigs, all being poked and prodded by sadistic scientists. He wanted the bad guys to rescue them, as this was a heist for good. He also brought something more friendly for them to wear as well. Shark disguised himself as a scientist's dad to distract him while his crew climbed up there. Marmalade gave them information about Guinea Pig, which was locked behind a 3-foot-thick steel door. The only way in was through the vents. Snake volunteered to go and unlock the steel door for them, as this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for him to get a taste of guinea pigs. He then devoured hundreds of guinea pigs, but Wolf swung him to get the pigs out, as he was supposed to save them instead. He accidentally opened the entrance, which made everyone think they were abusing the pigs. They were then blamed by Foxington, and Wolf had to calm her down as he didn't want to lose this opportunity. However, she had already given him a chance to show the world that he was more than just a scary stereotype, but he was too gutless to take advantage of it. Nonetheless, she gave him another chance to change, and motivated him to write his own story to find a better life for himself and his friends. Also, she was rooting for him. He decided to try to save a cat again, and this time he was gentle with it, and eventually he did it. While Wolf was saving a cat, Marmalade filmed his action and shared it with the world. They started to like him, which was enough to win over the guests at the gala. The next day, they broadcasted the news that the legendary Love Crater meteorite would be on display for the first time ever at the gala. As the bad guys make their way to the event, Wolf tells them a plan that the Golden Dolphin is inside a titanium case controlled by a randomly generated 5-digit code. The code is kept safe and secure inside a briefcase which is handcuffed to the chief. The code is only accessible with her authorized fingerprints, and Wolf leaves that to Snake. When Snake gets the code, Shark will secure the fake dolphin. Meanwhile, the rest of them will plant circuit jammers which Webbs will need to hack into the power grid. At the end of the night, when Wolf says Marmalade, the lights will go out, and they will have only 4 seconds to make their move. As they arrive, everyone cheers and claps for them, which they have never experienced before. Snake sticks to the plan and goes to get the code in the briefcase, while the chief is focused on Wolf. He gets her glasses with her fingerprints on them and scans to unlock it. But when he is about to grab the code with his tail, the chief randomly slams the case, which makes his tail stuck in it. At the same time, the servant brings a cocktail for the chief, yet she accidentally grabs Snake instead. Upon seeing this, Piranha quickly goes to sing to distract her, and Shark and Webbs also join him. Together, they start to perform a show which leads the chief to let go of Snake, and he eventually gets the code. Foxington comes up to Wolf saying she is a little disappointed that he didn't ask her to dance, but Wolf doesn't waste his opportunity and gets to dance with her immediately. While everyone is distracted, they plant circuit jammers which Webbs successfully hacks into the power grid. When Wolf gives his speech to everyone, he can't bring himself to say Marmalade, as he sees how much Foxington has put her trust in him, hoping he can change. He gives up the plan and hands the Golden Dolphin to Marmalade by himself, but at once the lights are cut off and the meteorite is gone, which they think the bad guys did. While they are being chased by the police, Wolf marks his hideout's location to Foxington and says that everything he has stolen he will give back. As they are captured, Marmalade asks to talk to them, and Wolf begs him to help, as he is the only one who knew they didn't do it. Marmalade says that he knew they didn't do it and marks that Wolf is such a good boy. After hearing this, Wolf suddenly has a flashback to when he helped an old lady and she called him just like Marmalade to make his tail wag. It turns out that the old lady was Marmalade, and when Marmalade gave his sweet speech to make Wolf's tail wag once again in the same night that led him to be arrested by the police, it was Marmalade's plan all along to set him up into his trap. Wolf started to realize he did all of that to steal a meteorite, which is an ultimate power source. When it struck, scientists found that it emitted an electromagnetic frequency unlike anything else on Earth, and Marmalade was going to harness its power to pull off the greatest heist the world has ever seen. Wolf is pissed off and immediately attempts attempts to attack him, but Marmalade kicks the door off, showing everyone that he was attacked by Wolf and pretending to be a victim. After the bad guys were sent to prison, Foxington noticed something was not right, and she became suspicious of Marmalade. She went to the location that Wolf had given her and was surprised to see that everything the bad guys had stolen was there. She understood what Wolf had told her at the gala. As the bad guys arrived at the prison, Snake wanted an explanation from Wolf about what had happened with Marmalade. Wolf explained that back in the museum he had tried to steal an old lady's purse, and when she fell he kind of helped her. She hugged him, which made his tail wag, but he didn't know what it was yet. He just felt good somehow. Snake blamed him for trying to betray them, but Wolf just wanted them to have a better life, just as they had seen at the gala when everyone was cheering for them, and Wolf realized they were more than just scary villains. Both of them started arguing and got into a fight. At the same time, an unknown ninja broke into a prison and cleared off every one of the officers. They found out that she was Foxington, also known as the Crimson Paw, who is the queen of cons and acrobatic Swiss army knife, and had stolen the Zumpango diamond twice, once for profit and second just for fun, which was never identified and never caught. Wolf wondered why she saved them, and that was because after the gala she knew something wasn't right. So she did some investigating and knew how dangerous that meteorite is. She needed them to help her stop Marmalade as she couldn't do it alone. Wolf agreed to help her, but 4 of the bad guys didn't join him after what he had done to them. As the meteorite was delivered to Marmalade's laboratory, it started to emit an electromagnetic wave around the city, capturing every guinea pig which he could control by his actions. Foxington comforted Wolf, saying she knew this wasn't easy to leave everything behind. She was once the best thief in the world and had only one thing left to steal, which was the golden dolphin. So she went after it and had it, but all she saw in the end was a tricky fox that they always told her she was. Since then, everything changed. Instead of hurting people, she helped them. She told him he was doing the right thing, and if they were his real friends, they would understand. She brought him into her hideout where the modern and valuable items were on exhibition. They tracked Marmalade's plan, which involved him controlling the pigs to steal $1 billion from the truck on its way to the charity that he raised in his own name at the gala. They planned to cut Marmalade's communication signal with guinea pigs to stop the heist, which meant they would have to steal the meteorite. They suited up, and Wolf was surprised to see his car with a new kit that Foxington had stolen from his hideout. Then they sped up to Marmalade's laboratory. After the bad guys arrived at their hideout, everything was gone. Piranha now knew how it felt to have things stolen from him. However, Snake found a push pop in the refrigerator and gave it to Shark. Everyone was surprised to see him being good, which he had never done before, as he was the worst one of the group and the most selfish. Webbs thought Wolf was right, and they could be more than just scary villains. Suddenly their tails started wagging, even Snake's. The pigs started stealing every truck that kept the fund money around the city and returned to Marmalade. As Wolf and Foxington arrived at Marmalade's mansion, they snuck into his lab to steal the meteorite. However, Wolf saw that the golden dolphin was left unprotected, so he went to get it, but it was a trap. Wolf was curious about how he knew that they would be there, and it was because Snake was now teaming up with him. He let Cuddle, his right-hand man, drop them into a spinning blade. Fortunately, the bad guys arrived in time to save them. Wolf was happy to be reunited with them once again, and with all 5 of them they successfully stole the meteorite. Everyone cheered as their plan succeeded, and they were on their way to deliver the meteorite to the chief to clear their names. Piranha questioned whether they were sure they had stopped the heist, as the trucks were still driving. Even though they had taken the meteorite far away, it was still transmitting. Wolf changed the plan and asked Webbs if there was any way to override the truck's navigation system. She said they would need some kind of magnetized cross-circuit interceptor, which Foxington already had with her. Wolf tried to position the car so that Foxington could plant the magnetized device on the truck, but the pigs were aware of this and split up into 2 groups of trucks. Foxington asked Webbs to come with her and transformed her briefcase into a motorcycle to chase the trucks in one group, while Piranha handled the other group. In just a few minutes, both Foxington and Piranha had successfully planted all the magnetized devices which Webbs used to override the truck's system and deliver the funds back to the charity. Finally, the bad guys arrived at the police station with the meteorite, but because Snake was missing, they decided to go get him as they couldn't do this without him. However, Marmalade commanded thousands of pigs to chase and get back the meteorite, but since Wolf was a really good driver, the pigs had no chance of capturing it. So Marmalade exploited Wolf's weakness and threw Snake out of the helicopter, making Wolf surrender as he promised to give him the meteorite. However, Wolf demanded that Marmalade pull Snake up first, or he would lose the rock, but Snake got kicked out of the helicopter instead. Wolf immediately gave up the rock to rush to save Snake and jumped off the bridge, hoping to make it on time, yet it didn't go as he planned. Wolf apologized to him, saying he should have been honest with Snake. He was afraid that if Snake knew that he wanted to be good, Snake might never talk to him again. Snake accepted Wolf's apology apology, and they became best buddies once again. While they thought they were going to die suddenly, Wolf took out his rope launcher and saved them all. In the end, the bad guys surrendered themselves to the chief, and Wolf said they might not have stolen the meteorite, but they had stolen a lot of other things. As Marmalade hadn't revealed his true nature yet, everyone praised him for bringing the meteorite back. However, this was just a fake meteorite. In a flashback to the past, Snake offered to team up with Marmalade. When he gained control of the meteorite controller, he sprayed the meteorite lamp to look the same as the real one and replaced it without Marmalade noticing. As a result, he successfully destroyed the real meteorite. As the lamp fell on Marmalade, he accidentally dropped the Zumpango diamond that he got from Foxington at his lab, which led to the chief arresting him, as she thought he was the Crimson Paw. Snake was proud of himself, as he not only foiled the pig, but also got Wolf to admit how much he cared about him. Wolf wondered about one little thing, and asked him who he thought put a push-pop in the fridge. Snake then realized he fell for Wolf's trick to test his goodness.
We good, baby. We good.
This is the end of the movie. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and comment and also subscribe so you don't miss out on my new videos.